standard transition.
Okay, so now we've got Zero versus Jasmine. Zero looks like he might do something with those purples.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell
both
at
players
this
are
point.
going. Yeah, it looks like both players are going for a bit of free form. Jasmine has a bit of L shape going on.
It's gonna be quite hard to dig too, but given enough time, Jasmine can get back to their chain.
Yeah,
Zero.
they actually have.
Hmm?
It looks like Jasmine actually digged pretty okay. Unfortunately, there isn't much setup for protection, so he's going to take a bit more garbage here from Zero.
I suppose Zero's playstyle is just constant pokes. I haven't seen any big chains yet, but it seems as if Jasmine is going to build something.
Yeah,
Looks like a big chain.
Zero has a 3 setup once he gets the greens. Jasmine, unfortunately, does not look like they have any chain to defend against that, so they're taking a lot of garbage here.
They pop the yellows in the wrong spot. Jasmine's field is still diggable, but it doesn't look like there's much room left. Meanwhile, Zero could do something with all those pieces on the right. He didn't put that purple in column 4, which could have been a 2-chain. So both players are pretty much struggling to do damage at this point. That 1-chain poke might cover up. No, it didn't cover up Jasmine's field.
Yeah, Zero seems like he's very set on the quick harassments. He got a 3, which Jasmine does not have any defenses against, so he's going to be taking a lot of garbage. I think that'll seal out this round.
See, I think Jasmine knows how to chain, but I feel like the damage prevents them from getting anything at all.
Yeah, Zero's keeping on a pretty good harassment strategy, and Jasmine hasn't been building much for defense. At the same time, the harassments haven't been anything too big, so if Jasmine starts building a bit more vertically to keep more resources, he can eventually build a big enough chain that just counters any harassment Zero's been going after.
I mean, I suppose that's plausible, but Zero's already got a 2-chain going on. Another thing too is that I believe Jasmine opts for 1-chains a lot instead of 2-chains. Like, you can see how they rotated their piece a certain way and they got a 1-chain instead of 2, which is super important too.
Yeah, it looks like Jasmine's going for at least a bit of a longer chain, setting up a 3 if they get the 2 greens. Oh, except they rotated the red under their purple there.
It could have been something. It could still be something as long as they set off the reds and maybe add 1 more red. Oh, they've got a 2-chain, but it won't beat the 3 that Zero has. Jasmine will be taking a bit more damage.
It is definitely an uphill battle for Jasmine right now.
True. Their trigger's on the left, but they placed the yellows and blues they had on the right, which might cause them a lot of trouble later on. I suppose that's a 2-chain, but now their trigger is the reds.
Yeah. Oh, but they got some harassment onto Zero. Now the board states are a bit more even.
I'd say Jasmine has a lot more resources than Zero. Depending on how they place these next pieces, Jasmine could get a 3-chain. Up, they did get the 3-chain. So this should kill Zero. Yep.
Yeah, Zero had nothing to defend against that, so round 2 goes to Jasmine.
Alright, game point. Zero... No, that isn't stairs.
It looks like he is going for some sort of stairs.
At first glance, it looked like stairs, but now it seems like a sort of hellfire. Well, now it's not even a hellfire, it's just constant pokes. But if Jasmine sets up those reds, they could possibly get off the 2-chain and regain some control of the match. So there's 2-chain. Zero's trigger will be sealed off, which is the red. But as a consequence, they have virtually nothing on their board. Meanwhile, Zero has a 2-chain going on, which may lead into a follow-up, depending on how he places these next pieces. Jasmine may get another caress up. Yep, there's the 2-chain. Zero looks like he still can't get the reds in order to set off the 2-chain that he's planning. Jasmine
setting up
another
another
poke.
2.
Yeah, I think this game is gonna go to Jasmine because
Zero's got 2, or he did have 2 yellows to start clearing. He cleared a little bit. It definitely has switched roles a bit though. Jasmine's being a lot more aggressive this round versus the first 2 where Zero was being way more aggressive.
it just seems as if Zero had a lot of potential to make chains, but now everything's so like covered up with garbage that it's pretty much an uphill battle for Zero at this point, which is kind of ironic to say because we were saying the same for Jasmine.
We got the 3-chain from Zero. He actually dug pretty decently with that garbage.
Jasmine still has a lot of void space though.
Yeah, but he's also lower on resources.
True. I feel like Zero's going to opt for a lot of 1-chains. He's going to clear those Puyos for 2-chain. Jasmine is a lot more sealed up now, although Jasmine is now at a disadvantage as far as resources and board space.
Yeah, it doesn't look like either player's been going for too much of a decisive chain. They've definitely been doing lots to keep the opponent at least sealed and have a harder chance of digging down, but I haven't seen anyone go for chains that will just straight up win the game for them.
Margin time is kicking in.
Oh yeah, so even these smaller chains will become more decisive.
And for those of you who don't know, margin time is a mechanic where if a certain amount of seconds pass, the damage will, I think it'll exponentially increase. Actually, no. It'll just increase gradually.
My understanding of margin time is that after 96 seconds, the damage that is sent off of chainings will slowly increase, and then will increase more as more time passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so game 1 went to 0 after that margin time battle, and then now we're getting into our second game.
Zero's starting off the match right with a Hellfire.
Yeah, that power 2 definitely sealed off anything Jasmine was originally going for.
Jasmine could dig this out into, I think, a 2-chain. Oh, they're opting to clear out the garbage instead of digging, which is much slower, but they are having access to a lot of their resources again. Zero has cleared out most of the garbage on his field, so now I think he's going to opt for chaining again. I think he's going to go for the follow-up on the left.
Yeah, Jasmine blocked the 2-chain with his own 2-chain, but Zero has another 2-chain follow-up that Jasmine just was not ready for, so there's a bit of garbage on Jasmine's side again.
True, but now both players are out of resources again. Zero could get... Oh, it's only going to be a 2-chain. It could have been a 3 if he put, if they put a green in column 3.
Yeah, there's a high chance that this round is also going to go to margin time, so I wonder if the players will be a bit more ready for it now that they had to experience it that last round.
Yeah, because 1-chain definitely shouldn't be sending 2 lines unless you pop like 10 Puyo or something. It's quite silly. Zero with that yellow in column 5 should give him, I think, at least a 4-chain.
I think, yeah, Zero, I believe, has the 4 chains. Is he going to go for it here? No, it looks like he's actually going to try extending a bit farther. He just needs the greens, except he chose not to set them off there either.
That's a different trigger,
chain.
but that's much more powerful.
Yeah, 3 rocks sent over. That might have actually been during the start of margin time. But regardless, that was a lot of garbage that Jasmine just could not defend against. So that round goes to 0, and it's now match point. Looks like Zero's setting up for a power 2, and he is going to set it off right away. Jasmine only had a 1, not much to defend against, so he's going to get a couple lines sent.
Luckily, he does have the potential to dig out that red in column 4. Now that he's clear off the garbage and he has access to it, hopefully something will be done as far as it. Meanwhile, Zero looks like he's building up for a pretty powerful chain. Sent a 2-chain poke. I think with the strategy that Jasmine has, as far as just constant 1-chain pokes, it won't really work until Jasmine keeps covering up the trigger.
Yeah, Zero looks like he keeps opting to set off 1-chains as opposed to building the chain he had that did look like it was going to be close to a 4, and now his board is a bit messier, so I'm wondering how he's going to start fixing it to get some chains higher than 1 or 2.
I think the mentality is that they see damage that equates to like a 1-chain or like maybe a power 1-chain, and instead of tanking the damage, they nuke their own resources off to avoid taking that 1 damage, but in the process they destroy something that could have been much more powerful had they taken the damage.
Yeah, definitely getting used to tanking garbage, so that small amounts of garbage, maybe stuff less than 1 line, and instead of needing to break parts of your chain and defend against it, just take that damage and then immediately send your own bigger chain over. It's usually pretty good.
I mean, if it's stuff like, let's say, I don't know, 5, 6, or even 4, maybe you might want to set off that 1 chain, but I don't know, I just feel like both players have the habit of just countering damage that's very, what's the word for it, minimal?
Yeah, there's definitely, you need to gauge whether it is worth tanking the garbage or if it is better to defend against it.
Oh, margin time kicked in. With the chain that big at least. Oh, actually, in the new update, actually, power chains have been buffed, so I'm not sure if this is the consequence of margin time, or maybe both, actually.
Have they? I do not remember any notes on that.
As far as I could tell, or what I've been told, apparently power chains are much more powerful in the post-patch update, which essentially breaks PvP.
I see, but Zero got a couple chains in there to seal Jasmine out, and he has won the match.
Jasmine had a very good basis as far as survival and clearing out garbage, but clearing out all that garbage caused them to have basically nothing to do damage back, so that match was essentially a huge uphill battle.